Yes, yes. Hope you had a great time in this vacation. Right. Please come back soon. Don't take much time, whether it is offline and online. We have to finish our turn. Turn means we have to finish our syllabus to get ready for mid examinations. So that try not to miss your classes. Try to attend for all the video lectures. Okay, right. Let us start today's class. Right, before your vacation, we have been discussed about speaking skills, right? In speaking skills, we were discussed about how to provide a presentation, how to give a good oral presentations, how to give a good speeches, right? By following a good verbal language as well as by following a good non-verbal language too. Right, in that part, what are the basic things of non-verbal communication? What are the gestures? What are the postures? And what are facial expressions? How to maintain one's eye contact with others? Right, all these things we had a large discussion in the previous classes. In that part, today I would like to discuss about public presentations. It means public speeches and audio visuals or video elements. Audio video elements, how can we use them to give effective or a good public speeches or oral presentations, right? Let me start. Right, here is the topic that today we are going to discuss is visual aids, right? In the previous classes, we were discussed about oral presentations or public speeches, how to start, how to introduce, how to present one's public speeches, right? So in that part, so many elements we were discussed. So how we should start a presentation. So, right, how to prepare for a presentations, and what is the body, what is the structure of a content, and what are the internal elements are going to be get involved into one's presentation, right? So many things we were discussed in our past classes. For example, before we are going to give oral presentation, so how one should design their content. Content must contain introduction, a topic introduction, and body of the content and conclusion. So what introduction part must contains a speaker, what he or she must speak within the introduction part, right? So introduction part. So what is the topic? You must be able to announce the title of the topic. What is the topic and what is the importance of the topic? That topic is belongs to what, right? Introduction. In the part of introduction, these kind of elements we have to deliver, being a good speaker. And next, coming to the content, means body of the content. Within this body of the content, what are the elements we have to maintain? This also we have already discussed in our past class. We just try to recollect what we have learned, right? So body of the content, it must contain the significance and the extra information, whether it is are there any advantages, disadvantages, right? If you have taken any other topics, the body of the content must be able to provide the information regarding the importance of the particular element, and also whether it has any advantages and disadvantages, are there any new creations, right? So these kind of extra information it must be able to provide, the body of the content. Next, conclusion. Always a conclusion requires a summarization. Always conclusion part requires summarization. Means what we have already mentioned the previous part, that is in the introduction part, and also as well as body of the content. So what are the points we have mentioned that you have to give once again, that you have to mention within a brief manner, summarization. Okay, so you must be able to summarize ideas or our oral presentation. And also if you have any extra points to add, and what is your role to get involved within that particular element, within that particular topic. Are there any suggestions? You are going to provide any suggestions to make it better, make it best, right? So you being a speaker, if you want to add your own suggestions, own ideas, also you can include within that conclusion part, right? So this is a proper structure of our any oral present, whether it is oral presentation or public speeches, right? Any kind of oral presentation or public speeches must contain this kind of a body structure, right? Along with our presentation, few things will make it enhance, few things will make it effective, right? For example, today what we are going to discuss, that is visual aids. So visual aids will give us enough strength to our topics, whatever the topics we have taken. So these kind of tools, right? Visual aids, we'll call them as a best tools to explain something, to give a oral presentation within an effective manner. How they are going to add effectiveness to our oral presentation? See here, by using this kind of visual aids, we can make our audience more attractive, more impressive, and more understandable, right? Just like how I am providing these kind of slides and making you watch at them and making you to understand through visually, such like so whatever we are going to add visuals, or whatever we are going to use some kind of tools, will give you a good, or will give you a best kind of presentation, oral presentations. In that part, what kind of tools we can use to enhance our oral presentation or to enhance our public speeches? Let's see what kind of tools we can use in the part of oral presentation. So these tools, we'll call them as visual aids. What are those visual aids? Let's see. See, this is a kind of visual aids. See, if you see on the left side of the visual, so that is a board, right? That is a board. Usually in the past days, we used to use them. We used to use them means nowadays the usage of this kind of boards is becoming very less. Right, chalk and talk. Generally, this kind of boards will use to give a presentation within the method of chalk and talk. But nowadays, if you see on the right side of the visual, or if you see the right side of the image, there you can identify the technical updation. What is the technical updation? In the past, we were used to maintain this chalk and talk, means a board, just like a board. But if you see the right side of the image, there you can be able to understand it's an interactive whiteboards, or interactive boards we call them. Right, according to the new technology update, we can use a motion pictures, a board which can has a possibility to use a motion pictures, means by touching the screen we can be able to move the objects from one place to another place, and we can keep on move it to learn in depth, in the sense of in depth, means by keep on touching the screen, right? So in our daily, in our classrooms, we are observing just a TV, smart TV we are observing. So whenever we are going to connecting it, so from one screen to into the enlarged screen, you people are able to watch. But when we are going to present, or when we are going to give our oral presentations or public speeches by the usage of this kind of interactive boards, so a little bit effectiveness we can add to the listeners or a little bit effectiveness we can add to your audience to make them visual understanding ability or to have to make them learn or to make them have understanding ability. So these kind of interactive whiteboards, they'll be more useful in our oral presentations or public speeches. Yes, we can use both. On a chalk and talk means general whiteboard also can be useful, and a little bit technical updation on your right side, it is going to be useful on the present days. These two things we can use to introduce or to give our oral presentation within a little bit impactful manner. So whatever we are going to explain or whatever we are going to announce or trying to give oral presentations, we can use these two different kinds of boards. So before we are going to start it, we must mention the title of our presentation, and after that to give any highlights, side headings or bullet points, or any academic related or any other calculator related information that we can write on these kind of boards. So one is whiteboard, another one is interactive boards. These two things will help us to make our public speeches or to make our presentations with a more impactful manner. Right. So we can take the help of these kind of tools. And next, another kind of tool in visual aids is flip charts. So these are the flip charts. There are two different shapes of they'll be available in two different kinds. One is portrait, another one is landscape. So portrait and landscape, here you can be able to understand the differentiation in between these two shapes. Right. So these flip charts, generally we'll use them to draw and to carry from one place to another place. Right. Why we'll use them? Where we cannot use a permanent board, a permanent fixed board, where we cannot use a permanent and fixed board. So these kind of flip charts will be more useful for us to carry them from one place to another place, right? So if you have an engineering drawing, so usually engineering students, they'll have engineering drawing subjects. So if you have an engineering drawing subject, definitely you'll come to know the significance, the importance of these kind of flip charts. For example, so we need to explain something within a diagram mode, right? So nowadays we are using these kind of smartphones or smart TVs. So simply we are able to use any diagrams. We are using to explaining any diagrams by using these kind of smart TVs or smartphones. But we are unable to carry them from one place to another place. In such a manner, these kind of flip charts, they are very easy to carry, they are very flexible, and we can draw the pictures, we can draw the images on these kind of flip charts, and we can carry them and we can expose them. I mean, we can make it presentation by using these kind of flip charts. If you are able to carry them to your presentation, to the place of your presentation or at the time of your presentation, see, people will try to understand by looking at those images, right? For example, in the past class, I have used phonetics, right? For the sake of phonetics, I have used a human facial organs, right? Human facial organs and internal organs, which organs, speech organs, we call them as speech organs. So what are the speech organs are used to pronounce sounds, right? So some of the images I have used. So what are the internal Organs will make a movement while we are producing some different kinds of sounds. For example, the sound pa. For example, the sound pa. So at that time, so see the upper lip and lower lip, they are getting involved to the pronunciation or to produce this particular sound. To make you understand, to make you have a clearance or a clear idea, to have a clear idea. See, I have provided image, a visual image which can have a motion, which can have a motion, or which is possible, which can possible to move, right? With technical updation, right? But so using this kind of visual aids is highly difficult at all the times. So wherever we don't have this kind of facility or this kind of possibility, simply you can draw the images which are required to your presentation, and you can carry them from one place to another place. So these flip charts are not only for the sake of drawing images, but also you can draw some tables, some different modifications in between or comparisons between two objects. Okay, you can write anything in the content, anything related to your presentation. So most of the cases or most of the times we will use this kind of flip charts for the sake of images. So in these images, you can draw the tables also. You can draw the tree diagrams, right? So what are those tree diagrams? What are those bar charts? Yes, of course, you can use bar charts, pie charts. So what are those bar diagrams, pie charts, and tree diagrams? These things you are going to learn in the future classes, right? So anything which is going to help you, which is going to enhance your oral presentation, you can use to provide as a tool, as a visual tool through these flip charts. Right, a flip chart, simply we can roll them and we can carry them from one place to another place. Right, so one is boards. Through the whiteboards and through the interactive boards, we can make our audience to understand a little bit more along with your oral presentation. As well as by using these kind of flip charts, you can be able to make your audience to watch and understand the images, tables, or any other different kinds of pie charts, bar charts, or tree diagrams. Okay, and next, another tool or another visual aid is OHP, overhead projector. So what is this OHP? So this OHP, overhead projector, is using for the sake of giving PowerPoint presentations. This visual aid is mainly used to give a presentation call PowerPoint presentation, right? So generally, this also you'll come to know in the future days whenever you are going to prepare for your tech talks. So for the sake of tech talks, we'll get ready or we'll prepare some kind of slides, right? And we'll prepare a PPT, PowerPoint presentation. And we'll, by providing it or by making it visualization, one slide by another slide, we'll keep on explain it, right? Such like in the olden days, we used this kind of overhead projector. So here, through this laser projection, we'll be able to watch the image. We'll be able to watch the content on the screen. Okay, so this is another kind of visual aids to give our oral presentation within a impactful manner. Next, see, this is whatever I have mentioned previous. So this is the screen, and by providing slides or some kind of films, by providing some slides or some kind of films, by placing strips, usually we call them as strips. So by keeping those strips on the internal part of these OHP, so that will be projected on the screen. So this is OHP screen, overhead projectors screen. Whatever we are going to project, that will be able to visible on this screen. So this and this, OHP and screen, these two things will help us to give a good presentation, and people will be able to understand very easily and comfortably, and they are able to follow our content by looking something, means by understanding something within a visualization manner. Both they'll look and they'll watch, they will able to listen. By following these two, they'll be able to follow the content within a visualization manner. Right. Next, through videos also, we can be able to provide or present our oral presentations or public speeches. Right. So this method I have also followed in our past classes. Right. Whenever I'm going to explain something, before I'm going to explain something, simply I'm providing you a short video, which is a duration, which contains a duration of 2 to 3 minutes. Or once after giving my instructions, I used to provide you this kind of videos. Why? Because at the same time, so you will be able to understand, you will be able to watch the motion pictures, and as well as you'll be able to understand the sound. Right. So through this type, or through this kind of through this kind of visual aids, your audience will get impressive, will get more attention towards your lecture or towards to your presentation. So he is going to present about what is his specialty in his particular topic, why he is providing this, particularly this video, whether this video is related to his presentation or her presentation, how it is going to be correlated, right? So by keep on exploring these kind of questions, audience will be able to focus more on your presentation. So you have to make your audience explore. Don't keep on giving oral presentations without using any visual aids. It will give keep on talking without adding any other essences, right? Adding essence means providing these kind of visual aids, using different kind of tools, different kind of presentation tools, is just like adding spices or adding things to the presentation. Okay, so whenever you are going to use, or whenever you are going to add in these kind of tools to your presentation, oral presentation, definitely your audience will get a more impressive, more attentive than your lecture method, right? Along with your oral presentation, you must be able to use this kind of tools. Then only your audience are going to have more focus, are going to have a more attention towards to your presentation. Otherwise, they'll become as monotonous means what he is speaking, what we are listening, how long he will speak, should I listen to him, why should I listen to him, what is new in his presentation, how long she will speak like these, such very lazy, feeling all these kind of psychologies audience they'll have. You have to drag their attention. You should not lead, you should not give them chance to divert from their attentions. So when it is possible, whenever you are going to use your visual tools or visual aids along with your oral presentation, definitely it is going to be possible, or definitely it is going to be successful. What is going to be successful? Your oral presentation is going to be a successful when you are going to use them. So that you better to use, or you must use these kind of visual aids. So this is, yes, we are talking about videos, right? You just use a short videos without a long duration. Your video should not contains a long duration. So your video must be related or correlate with your presentation or with your chosen topic. Understand? So it should not deviate. It should not deviate the knowledge of your receivers. Okay, and you should not replace yourself with your videos, and you should not replace yourself with the slides, PowerPoint slides, as well as you should not replace yourself with these different kinds of videos. Always video should be act as a support or visual supports to the oral presentations. You simply just playing a video which is related to your topic and you are just being quiet. It's not at all a good quality of providing oral presentations. Let not replace yourself with these different kinds of short duration videos. Choose always a short duration video which can act as a supporting tool to your oral presentation. Okay, so it is good to use a short duration of videos to make your audience to understand more, to have a good knowledge within both visual and audio. Okay, so in that perspective, you can use the short duration videos. And also, right, just like, so nowadays from the year 2020, we the people have been using only a technical support. We have been learning things, or we have been trying to increase our knowledge levels with the support of technical technical platforms, right? Here we can engage people, or we can provide our oral presentation by taking the help of different kind of or different types of technical platforms. What are they? Have Zoom, we have, right? So by taking the help of different kinds of softwares, we can connect with the to provide our oral presentations, to give our public speeches. So for example, you are here. For example, you are in a particular place of, for example, you are in India. You are in India. You want to provide a presentation, or you want to participate within a public speech regarding any other issues, regarding any other topics with the other country, with other countries, for example, US, UK, right? So there, so these kind of software platforms will help you to get interact with the people. You, by using these kind of software platforms, also you can provide your oral presentations, or you can give your public speeches. Okay, next, see, handouts. So what is these handouts? While we are giving oral presentations, we'll have a lot of, or we'll have a plenty of content, right? So how to control your extend information about this point also we have already discussed in our past class. So choose your content wisely, intellectually, right? So whenever we have extra information, it should not overflow. Your information, it should not overflow at once. So you have a very short time, means so consist time you have a very less. For example, if you have a 50 minutes of time, if you have extra information, there you can be able to provide them there you can be able to provide them by providing handouts, brochures, or by providing the hard copies of related content. For example, handouts. You'll be able to watch, you'll be able to observe on the screen. See here, this is an handout. While you are explaining, you just provide a handout. You just provide a handout to your audience. Along with your presentation points, you can include some other extra information. Through that, your audience will be able to receive extra information along with your oral presentation. For example, if you have 100% of information due to less time, or because of your fixed time, so if you are able to provide only 50% of information orally, but include 100% of information within your hard copy in the form of handouts, and provide those handouts to your audience when at their convenience, at their leisure time, your audience, while they are going through it, while they are reading your handouts, they will be able to receive the 50% of the oral presentation which you have already provided, and extra 50% of the written content. They'll be able to cover the both the first 50% of your oral presentation, the next 50% of available content. They'll be able to learn both things. So that it is good to provide handouts whenever you are going to give your oral presentations or public speeches, right? This method also I have already followed in the previous lab sessions, right? So when we are discussing about an activity, I think, yes, introducing others. The activity is introducing others. I do remember that I have already provided these kind of handouts to have an observation. What are the phrases we must use? What kind of expressions we must use at the time of meeting with the people, at the time of leave taking, meeting with the people, and so the time of introducing yourself to others, and how we are going to introduce your friend to others, right? So for following these kind of activities, I have provided a handout. I have provided a handout. So all the information regarding that activity you might have observed on that particular page. What are the expressions we must use? What kind of words we must use while we are introducing ourselves? Greeting expressions, leave taking expressions, right? So where are you spending your holidays? How are you going to spend your holidays, right? So these different kind of expressions, different kind of words. So I have mentioned in that a single page, that is a handout. Whenever I provided that handout, right, you people were able to look at that, and you people were able to read, go through all the expressions, and you will be able to apply, or you will be able to follow those expressions within your oral presentations. So what you are doing by following these handouts, or by using these kind of handouts, you will be able to read them, and you will be able to apply those points within your oral presentation. So two things will be able to successful, or two things will be able to complete by providing these kind of handouts. The first part, you will be able to give your oral presentation, and as well as you are going to provide extra information about the particular content. So these handouts are also going to give an impactful oral presentations. Okay. Right. So far we were discussed about, let me recall you all the things one by one. Yes, now we are going to, if we have time, definitely we'll discuss about public speaking. And before that, I would like to summarize you what are the visual aids. If we use them, we will be able to give an impactful, or we will be able to a successful oral presentations, right? They are boards, interactive boards and whiteboards. If we use them, if we write on them, whatever the content, if we write on them, definitely the people will be able to understand very easily. And flip charts, these kind of charts, we can carry them from one place to another place. They're more comfortable and flexible to provide your information within within the form of pictures, images, graphs and tables. And this is electrical tool, OHP, overhead projector, right? So this we cannot carry from one place to another place in such a easy manner. It's a fixed thing, but through this we can provide we can provide right. You had a doubt that I'll discuss later. Okay, let me continue. And this is overhead projector. So it's a fixed electronic device. But by using this, we can make our audience more understandable. And whatever we are going to present it, it will be able to reflect on this screen. See, slide by slide. So if we prepare our content as slide by slide, it will be able to project on the screen. Okay, so providing video content is also a good thing to make our audience to understand very easily and impressively. See, some people, they are unable to follow the flow of the speaker. Sometimes the flow, whether it is very slow or whether it is very fast, they are unable to understand. And also based on their pronunciation, also listeners or audience, they are unable to follow them. But at that time, if we provide these kind of short videos, people will have an idea. Okay, speaker is going to speak about this topic. Okay, speaker is trying to express or explain her ideas or his ideas regarding this title or regarding this topic. In that manner, they can be able to understand very easily whenever we are going to explain, whenever we are going to use these kind of videos. Short videos, it must contains very less duration, and it must be very correlated with your chosen topic. So these kind of short videos should not deviate your audience attention. And next, software platforms. So through the connection of different technical softwares, also we can give our oral presentations very impactively. Okay, next, handouts. Handouts sometimes we can provide within a soft copy manner or within a hard copy manner. Always handouts will carry extra information which we cannot provide orally. So that providing handout is a sign of providing extra information to your audience. So you better to maintain some handouts whenever you are going to provide oral presentations or public speeches to your audience. By following these handouts, your audience will have a clear picture. For example, the program plan. For example, you have a program. So they'll have a program plan. At this time, program will start at 10 o'clock. Next, guest will start their speeches at 10:20. Such like so a clarity, confirmation. These kind of qualities also can be carried by these kind of handouts. Handouts always will have a confirmation and clarity about topic, about any topic, right? So that we better to carry or we better to provide these kind of handouts. Right. Next, let us discuss about public speaking, right? So far, I have been using the word public speakings, oral presentations, right? So what is speaking? What is speaking? Speaking is a skill, right? Speaking skill that we have already discussed more than a week. More than a week, 10 days, we were discussed what is speaking. Ability to express our intention within the understandable manner is called as speaking. Always speaking, it has a purpose. Always the process or the act of speaking, it has a purpose. It's not just like a talk. Speaking is separate and talking is separate. So here speaking, it has a purpose. And public speaking, here it is maintaining a good skills regarding public speeches is also a kind of good quality. It's a kind of good skill. So see, maintaining a good public speaking capacity is a skill. So how to maintain that skill in speaking? So let's learn what is this public speaking and public speeches, right? So public speeches means nothing but so how you are speaking by standing in front of a group of people or team of people is called as public speaking. That you are every week, every one of you are following on each and every week of your ELCS lab, English Language and Communication Skills lab. See, all of you are getting participate or all of you are getting involved within so many activities of labs. So that will comes under our public speech. So one is addressing many is called as public speeches. One is addressing many is called as public speeches that you are doing on each and every week. So, but that is comes under activity purpose. But here, how to give a speech? You must maintain a structure of speech, right? So this we have already discussed in the previous class. So before you are going to speak in front of people or in front of a group of people, you must design your presentation. You must organize your speech. What is this organization? How you should organize? You just have a glance on this slide, you will be able to understand. So how you should organize, just like how I said the previous time. See, the first thing is the purpose. You must consider the purpose of your presentation or the purpose of your speech. Why you are standing in front of the people and what is the reason behind that you are going to speak in front of the people? How what is your intention? What do you want to express? These things will comes under purpose, right? To inform. For example, whatever the topic you are going to choose, that topic or that oral presentation, that speech, it should looks like providing information. The process, it should looks like providing information. Your speech should be able to inform about something. And to persuade means you must create the enthusiasm, means activeness. So what the speaker is speaking about this topic. This topic is about what? Enthusiasm, activeness. Okay, you must create activeness in your listeners. Okay, so I should learn about this topic. I should listen to this topic. So I should get more knowledge about this topic. This kind of enthusiasm, excitement, you must be able to create the excitement and activeness within your audience or within your listeners by giving this kind of speeches. A speech should contain the information, okay, and it should create activeness into your audience, and it should encourage your audience towards to the learning, the process of learning. See, for example, you are speaking about something means it should be in the mode of encouragement. It should not be in the mode of discouragement, right? So you're trying to speak something about, or yes, if you start describing something, automatically people will get excitement. Automatically people will get encouraged to learn that or to have a more focus on that. Okay, in such a manner, you should be able to give your public speeches. For example, how we will launch the rocket and what is rocket, what is the importance of rocket, how we will launch the rocket, right? So what are the advantages and disadvantages of launching a rocket? Whether it is a knowledgeable thing or whether it is waste of time, right? So the way how we are describing the things, the way how we are explaining things, so it will increase the activeness and attention of your audience. In such an encouragement manner, we should be able to provide our, or we should be able to present our public speech. Okay, by keep on giving a dull kind of presentation, right? So why today we are going to learn if being a can't motivate your audience. You can't make your audience active. You can't make them encourage. So that being a speaker, you must maintain some activeness. You must maintain some attention. So your topic, whatever the topic you have chosen, it must be within an encouraging manner. So yeah, through your topic, you must encourage your audience to learn to learn the knowledge. Right. Being an English speaker, I must be able to encourage you to speak or to learn language effectively. So then, so my presentation or my public speech, it will be a successful language speaking. Otherwise, if I speak very dull, if I speak very within a discouraging manner, right? If I speak without providing any information, so all these will discourage my audience. So that I must maintain information in my language. I must maintain curiosity. I must maintain enthusiasm in my language usage. And I must encourage my listeners, I must encourage my audience to use this kind of language so that they can understand, they can listen, they can learn very quickly, and they can show their interest towards learning language. In such a manner, being a speaker, we must be able to provide a public speech as well as entertain. I have already told you, right? So whatever we are going to explain, whatever we are going to present, so it should not be within a boredom manner. It should not be within a lazy manner, right? So we should entertain. Along with the entertain, we should be able to maintain a knowledge. We should be able to maintain a good content, a good structure. By providing the entertainment, we should grab the attention of audience. They while and the audience also, along with their receiving entertainment, they must be able to learn the knowledge which is going to be provided by the speaker, right? So this is the method of organizing a speech, being a public speaker, right? So in the previous we were discussed about visual aids for help of or to give a impactful or impressive presentations, we must use visual aids, these kind of visual aids, and public speaking. Being a public speaker, how to organize one's speech, right? So these things we have discussed so far. The further slides, the further slides we will discuss on tomorrow. Okay. Thank you, students. Yes, you had a doubt, right? So someone asked me that, madam, for PPT, we have to do voice over or video, right? Always, whenever you are going to present your presentation or whenever you are going to present your speech with the help of PPT, you should take the help of slides. At the same time, you should not include a large amount of content. You should not dump a large amount of content on the slide. Okay, so all the time you are designing your slide must contains a bulletin points, only side headings. They're just visual support. So you must keep on explaining them by providing a single line points and by providing side headings, by providing any calculations or by providing any images, right? So that's I have already told you that let not replace yourself. So you should give your oral presentation with the help of slides. So background or voice you should not record while you are using your PPTs. Okay. One side you should give a oral presentation within a reality, and another side you should take the help of slides. Just the help of slides to provide the content, not to provide the complete information. Okay, the complete information you should be able to provide from your side, not from the side of PPTs, PowerPoint slides. Hope you understand. Is it clear? Is it clear? Hello? Am I audible? Okay, okay, fine. Fine. We'll meet on tomorrow, and tomorrow we'll start discussing about public speaking. Ma'am, shall I end the meeting?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
I am ending, ma'am.
You are going to end it? Okay,
Yes,
okay.